Hello, good morning. You are watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Balde. We are back again on another edition, wherever you're watching us. How is your morning? I mean, my morning, it's, how should I call it? Lackadaisical. A lot of, today I was feeling so lazy. I mean, Mr. Mboch, and in when you are not determined to get up and come to work, it will be very difficult for you, especially this winter. So
we're calling it winter.
We call it winter here. It's our winter. We call it winter. Right. So how are you doing?
I'm all right.
Nice.
I love it when the weather is like that. I prefer this one
to the heat. Yes,
absolutely. So it's fantastic. I'm feeling bubbly and sprightly and ready to go.
Well, I think the issue of climate change, the effects is already manifesting itself. When the weather is hot, it's extremely hot. I can remember there was a report on BBC few months back in Bangladesh and India. People, it was so hot to an extent people died of heat stroke at some point. So when it is cool, and it becomes extremely cold too. So I think climate change is definitely manifesting itself. Mr. Fakar, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Balde. Good morning, Mr. Mboch. Good morning to the viewers.
So what can you tell us about the effects of climate change?
Oh, okay, climate change. I wasn't thinking that. Anyway, as you know, the COP have just ended, and the countries all over the world now have recognized that it is something that we have to deal with in terms of the changes in terms of weather pattern, the impacts, that we are experiencing from hurricanes, bushfires, floods, overflows. So these are the attendant, consequences to which climate change is impacting the entire globe, and it's affecting food chain, it's affecting people, it's creating wars, it's creating a host of issues, piggyback on the issue of climate change. So I think it's no longer an issue of contention that it is here and it's factual. What we ought to do is to take the measures, to mitigate it. And humans can do it because the emissions are there. We are the ones that do it. And once you do that, it affects, in terms of, how many degrees, the changes occur, 1 or 2, but they're very consequential. So it's a fact.
Yes, it's a fact, Mr. Mboch.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's proceed to the quote today. And it reads, it takes 0.00 to be decent human being.
Well, here you've got the denomination as Dallas.
Dallasy.
The original one
is dollar. Yes, but I changed it to Dallasy because we are in Gambia. So it takes 0.00 Dallasy to be decent human being. That's our quote for today, Mr. Carr.
Yeah, what he's trying to say is it shouldn't take that much for you to put in the effort to be a good person, to be doing good, impacting the lives of people in a positive way, rather than being evil, constructing and construing things that will affect, negatively other people. So it's just a little bit of effort, consciously for that matter, to be a better person and then improve the lives of people around you, your community, and by extension, the world at large. Because we have experience where you have evil rulers, who have bad intention towards their people. And what they do recently, we have seen in Syria, the opening of the prisons. You can see the type of, inhumane treatment that they were meted to. In Gambia, we have experienced the same thing. So if you have an individual that has such evil motives inside him and he asserts or assumes authority, whether at the home level or at the country level, global level, it does have some serious negative effects. So just put in the effort. It doesn't cost much to be a good human being. Yes, that's my
very interesting point there, Mr. Mboch, to be a good human being.
Yeah.
And who is a good human being?
Well, that's a slightly different question. I was going to come to that. Here we use the word decent. then for me the first question I ask, if it takes nothing, because $0 is $0,
It's zero.
it takes nothing really to be decent, then why is it so difficult for us to do it? You know what I mean?
As much as it's free.
Yeah, superficially.
0.00. It's free.
That's it. Superficially, yes, it's free. It takes nothing for one to do it. But why is it that sometimes we don't? I wouldn't say that all the time, but sometimes we just don't.
Devious and conniving.
And we are investing millions to be on decent human beings at some point.
Indecent.
Indecent, yeah, rather.
That's it. Your previous question really sort of is leading us in the right direction. What does it mean to be decent?
To be decent.
Because you see that people do the most awful things, but in their own heads, it's not bad, it's just, as it were. So this is really what the problem is. The word decent, it's an abstraction. How do I sort of make it tangible? Tangibly, what does it mean when I act? Because it's all in the action, when you act.
Consequences of your actions.
Consequences.
Yeah.
So this is really what the problem is. We do not all agree on what is decent.
Yeah, but there are certain underlying common denominations which you can use to measure. Like you said, if you act and the act impacted negatively, then you would know that your action is certainly indecent, because you have done something that have either traumatized or destroyed the life of people or created some kind of, something that is destructive. But if you do an act of benevolence, an act of generosity, an act that denotes the humanity, the human aspect of your actions. So there are certain things that you can tell, these actions are human, because of what the end result is. These actions, obviously, because of the negative impact that it imposes on the people, that you can easily, I think there are tangible measures that you can use.
As a decent human being, I mean, that attitude, I mean, you portray should be also consistent. It shouldn't just be an attitude of today and tomorrow you change. Being decent too, I think it depends on the state of mind of the individual, how you portray yourself, what you think of yourself to be decent. To be decent starts from the individual itself.
But this is exactly what the problem is. We're using decent, being a good human being, and all the rest of it, but you realize we are still using abstractions. So in the world of values, as it were, how do we interpret these values? What actions would these values lead us to? I think this is really the contentious ground. This is why somebody does something, to him it's not bad, it's just, but somebody else will judge it as completely awful.
That's why.
So judgment, we are really always confronted with the idea of judgment, but again, there's no single ruler, as it were. Everybody, the way you look at things. So there would always be this contentious ground, people interpreting actions in different ways.
That's why,
for me, I understand where you're coming from, but I look at the result, the end result, the impact. That is where the judgment would come. If it's impacting in a negative way, then you can conclusively say that these actions, it's
not a decent.
I like that. You are a moral consequentialist.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But morality is a very broad spectrum of contention. So depending on what society you come from, what your beliefs, your values, I'm not talking from that dimension. I'm talking about strictly what you do, the act and the effect of the action. How does it impact in real time?
But absolutely, this is really where the problem is, isn't it? That is why some people say that the road to what hell is paved with good intentions. You see, I may start out with a good intention for you, but then we do something. Then I take a move, I act. But again, because of the problem of unforeseen consequences, then the impact on you could be terrible, even though my original intention was good. This is why I was trying to bring in the distinction between the moral consequentialist. You will judge actions by their impact, and then you have the other part, the deontology, just my motives, because I really cannot measure what could be the impact. It's a very complicated idea.
Your actions to you might be of good intention.
Absolutely,
but
the impact,
the receiver
effect,
at the other end might not see it like that. I mean, it can vary. So it depends how individuals perceive that individual, doing that action.
So it's difficult. It's difficult.
It's a very philosophical kind of quandary in which we are delving into, but I still remain to say that the consequences of your actions have to be something tangible, something practical, and then you can make judgment based on that. If I have good intentions and the end result is something negative on you, it should be re-evaluated, because if my intention is to make good for you, it turned out is bad from your end, maybe my judgment was wrong.
Yes.
So I have to reevaluate that intention. That is why humans have to reflect and recalibrate sometimes. You don't have to be dogmatic by adamantly insisting on this is the only way, is the right way. So there cannot be. So that variation have to exist. So there is that spectrum of truth, and it gradiates into different levels.
The judgment, your judgment was wrong, one would agree that. But what about the morality? The morality was right.
Yeah, you know, morality is a very relative term. Like I inferred earlier on, is very relative depending from what society you come from. In certain societies, they eat dogs. In other societies, it would be immoral, for instance, because you come from a different background. So that variation has to be inbuilt in your own philosophical outlook. What would be moral in a certain place or in a certain community might be immoral in another community. That is why laws came to exist. That has always been the contention in legal studies, morality and law. So Jeremy Bentham came up with this serious analysis about morality and law, and that distinction was being drawn. So what is moral can be legal or illegal, what is illegal. So morality is a very relative term depending on your background and where you come from.
I can never be a moral relativist. I'm a universalist. I think that certain values are universal. I can understand practices changing. I call it stylistic differences because of the environment I'm in, that's one, and the time. Time and place can determine that. But fundamentally, what is good for human well-being, I think whether I go to China or I go in time back to ancient Egypt or anywhere, I think fundamentally with human beings, what is good for your well-being, I think that is universal. Even though I understand the differences, the variations of how to be a human, given our context. But I think
those
universalism
are not necessarily moral contentions. Those are rights that are naturally endowed to you. But your right to life,
in morality.
Your right, yeah. But what I'm saying, those are the fundamental rights. That's why they've been encapsulated in law. You know, universal declarations to ensure that those are codified and strengthened because they applied across the board as a common denominator. So those are certain values and rights, your right to life, for instance. It's not a moral issue.
But when I talk about values, I'm talking about morality.
Yeah,
morality is the absolute base.
Yeah,
my relationship with another human being. I've entered into the world of morality, really.
Yeah, but that is where the subjectivity of relativity comes. Your relation, in order to the other person, your values might not necessarily converge. Granted. So that's where your moral contention between that individual and you come into play.
Yes.
That is the relative aspect of morality.
No,
but your rights, these are guaranteed because they are natural justices. They are natural rights. Your entitlement to water, your entitlement to air, your entitlement. These are non-contentious issues in terms of your right as a human being.
But something happened. Just 1 minute. But something happened there. You are correct. My relationship with Balde, for instance, if you both want to insist that I have my values here, you have your values there. But again, human beings understanding what we are, that is why we've come with these universal declarations. We realize that fundamentally there's something far more important. There's something objective beyond my subjectivity. My subjectivity is one thing, but there is objectivity. It is out there. It just doesn't depend on me. That is why we've come up with these universal declarations to say, yes, have your values, but again, these things are more
They are
important.
common
You
denominators,
ignore them to your own peril. We'll take you to court, we'll lock you up.
There's a
we'll
thing
do
we
stuff
share
like that.
when
Of
we are
course.
outside there. I mean, there's a thing we share. But depending on the individual self, well, you can have your values to yourself. You can decide how to get your peace of mind to yourself. But
it would be immoral for you, maybe as a Muslim, not to drink alcohol. It's moral for me, maybe somebody as a Christian. So this is how I'm saying, if you come to the common playground, certain things we must adjust and accept in terms of
flat
differences.
Yes.
But when it comes to the rights to
Of the
life,
individual, yeah.
right to certain things, those we have
share,
to codify and then apply across the board.
Exactly, interesting. Yeah, so I mean, I'm sitting and listening to you and Mr. Carr. I mean, I definitely enjoy that interaction. Yeah, so nice.
That was philosophy.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
so let's move. Dabo says, no quitting politics until Gambians regain their dignity.
I don't know what the term quitting politics mean. Yeah, I mean, participating, whether you want to contest, is different. But you can always be a politician until you die. Even if you don't put yourself to contest for a position, to contest for presidency and all that. For instance, they would say people like Halifa, they said he had, I don't know, resigned from politics. No, these people will never, because these people are
Politics
sages.
is their life.
They are sages. They are people of wisdom and ideas. So they have to be part of the ongoing process until they die. Even if they are in the background, no longer taking roles. What people are talking about is like the transitional phase of the youth. At some point, elders have to exit the playground and allow the young people to play football.
Although
if you take that analogy, you cannot continue to play football forever. At some point, your legs, your body cannot do it any longer. So youthful infusion of new blood and youthfulness becomes important. That is why all these questions are surfacing about our elderly politicians. But we expect them to continue having a role and playing a role in politics. They should not resign or retire. That is non-existent.
Yeah, so I mean, quitting politics, and you know, many people have their own perception of this, the way we see it. Some might be like, okay, he doesn't want to take the back seat to allow new ones to come. I mean, when let's be realistic here. You know, most of the time when you talk about the UDP party, what people will tell you is for the new ones to come. You understand?
It's not just the UDP, so to speak. You have
almost
to
every
political
party.
You know,
yes, but as far as we're talking about UDP, that's why I mentioned UDP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I really do not know what to make of this. Does it mean that he's not going to quit politics in the sense of being a politician? You see, there are many ways that one can talk about politics. Professor Ramadan Dumbaya, who taught me politics in Sierra Leone, used to say that, are you asking me, do you want me to answer your question as man, the political animal, in that Aristotelian sense? There is man as a politician, the practitioner, and there's also man as a political scientist. I'm teaching it, I know the precepts and concepts, but I'm not doing it. I'm not standing for elections and stuff like that. But man as a political animal, every human being is. We are all of that.
Death, yeah.
So is he saying that as a politician, contesting for political office, maybe he wants, you can stop that if you want, obviously, but you might continue being interested in politically what's happening, and you're writing stuff. You are in politics. You are still in politics. So maybe that's what he's talking about. As a politician, fine. If he wants to continue to be a politician as long as he wants to, that is his choice. He might also decide that maybe it's time for me to step down and let a younger person come in
for the office.
That is, yes, that is all his choice. It just depends on what kind of model they have at the UDP, what kind of a leader he is. It is his choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Interior Minister says sustaining police stations a challenge. Sustaining the police stations. I mean, it's challenge.
Yeah, I would have thought that they have a budget, budgeted for all these things. And the police, really, in other countries, they can generate a lot of money in terms of fines, because there should be bylaws that would allow them to be making fines, and then it goes to their budget. Like the traffic offenses alone, if they were efficient in terms of collection, they would have had sufficient amounts of money in the police. Because every day you see vehicles at night with single light, vehicles without brakes, tires not good, without windscreen, all these things, just one singular aspect, which is traffic alone. If the efficiency was there in terms of collection, and I'm sure most of the licensing as well, most of them are driving without all these things, they could have generated sufficient amount for parking, wrong parking, no parking, all these areas. If they were really organized and structured properly, the amount of revenue generated could have been enough to sustain the police. Because you see that every minute, every day, there are traffic violations. But they should have to have a mechanism, a structure in which they are enforced, rather than you tipping of the police at the back and they leave you and the state coffers is not receiving
Well,
anything.
I think they have something that has to do with payment. When you park somewhere and it's not properly parked, I mean, they'll come to your car and you pay 3,000 for that. I mean, King Koli was here on one of our programs, and he said they gathered almost, he mentioned millions of dollars.
Yeah, but I was just coming this morning, the junction where Mboj lives, I just turned around, and there is this vehicle, taxi vehicle, right in the middle of the road. Just stop there, the engine not working, and they would leave it there for days sometimes, and nobody would care. These are the things that you have, this mobile unit will go around and check, and they impose fines. The courts will deal with that. Nobody should escape, and they will build up the coffers. Let me allow Mboj to come in.
Well, anybody in management, you know that sustaining anything is necessarily difficult.
Absolutely.
Because you're always dealing with limited resources, isn't it? The management of limited resources. So it is up to my creativity, my imagination, my competence, you know what I mean? How do I do it? But to just come and say that, oh, this is difficult, it is the right thing, but it is difficult. I'm like, to be quite honest, if you cannot do the job, resign, we get somebody else. But this is the nature of management. This is the nature of running institutions. So let's get real, and then we try to come up with imaginative answers. These days we call it the word innovative. With everything we're talking about innovative solutions, innovative solutions. That's the nature of the job. So how can we make it more efficient? How can you bring in generate more money? Sometimes I think that anybody who wants to run an institution, we should ask you for your kind of resource mobilization plan. Anybody today, you have to be very creative in how to come up with generating what kind of methods will generate income for you. It's no point
really,
just
there
complaining.
are not many police stations up to that standard even as well for maintenance. I see some police stations, they're just like, I mean, you can even, so I don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
I hope my brother will look into it, Sidi Toure, to see how efficiently they drive to generate revenue, as Mboj have pointed. He's a good guy, very smart, so let's see.
All right, we will see.
Seeing is believing.
We will see, Mr. Carr. You said he's good and smart.
Yeah, I know him. I know he's a very smart
Gambia
child.
owes 1.6 billion to Senegal Car Power.
I think we should start looking
just have
at
to pay
really
Billion dollars.
It comes back to
I mean, our own
efficiency.
energy.
Car power, I think, was supposed to be just a gap when this transition came in, but it's still ongoing. They should win off from that. I'm glad that OMVG and many other, intervention areas in terms of the provision of electricity is being explored. I hope that soon we will win off from them, because it's a very Pyrrhic kind of service that they're providing for us. That amount of money is so huge. It could have bought some brand new generators, really, and then get rid of them. But I don't know. They have to really look into how they become, like Mboj said, creative, how they become resourceful, competent and also efficient in terms of generating and wean them off from that and look at other alternatives, other sources. You know, we have that solar thing commission not long ago. They should replicate more of those and then look at how to, but definitely car power is something that they should review now about now. And the amount owed is quite substantial.
That's it. And to me, there's this extra angle. With agreements like this, you need to have an exit strategy. I wonder if there's an exit strategy.
Exactly.
We will use it for a while, but in order for us, as you said, to wean ourselves off it, we will do A, B, C, and D, and then move out.
Probably.
But it appears as if that it's
No,
going on,
probably
it's being
the
protracted.
OMVG, we've seen recently, you know, President Adama Barrow signing with the Prime Minister of Senegal. You know, they were talking about the OMVG and Guinea-Bissau. I think probably when it starts, that's going to be our exit plan.
But let's be careful. How much are we getting from OMVG, the megawatts? The last time I read about these things, might be wrong, somebody will rectify me. I think about 40 megawatts. That's what we're going to get from the OMVG project. But what is our, what's the demand? How much do we need? I've read something like 100 and something megawatts. So OMVG would be one bit, and there would be others. Renewables, we want to increase that aspect as well, what we generate from renewables. And there are other areas. So we shouldn't think that once OMVG is okay, it's up and running, everything is fine, then we'll be okay. It's not quite true. There are other areas that would complement. They are in the complementary
But Gambia, our energy need
situation.
in relative terms is very small. It's just maybe like 2 big factories in the Western Wall or somewhere. So I think they should really look into, and they can source it from other countries as well, if they are cheaper. Because it's just the free market. They can buy, if Senegal is cheaper than car power in terms of cost per unit, they should look at that. They should look at the sub-region. You know, that happens all the time. Like Ghana was supplying Ivory Coast today is supplying other countries. So this is how it works. You look into the market and see where you have cheap, so that also the tariffs can come down. I think they should be looking to that. But if they are owing this amount of money to such an institution for the provision, and the efficiency is really not telling well.
There should be an exit plan.
There's always, with these things, there's always an exit strategy. If it's going to take me 10 years, 15 years, whatever, but there should be an exit strategy. Do we have one? I do not know.
They must have that in a contract. They cannot have a contract without that.
But does anybody know?
They don't want to get out. That is the problem. They need them still. The issue is we have to start looking at alternatives, other options, buy our own generators. You know, with 1 billion, we could have had some brand new functioning generators. We wouldn't be needing them. But I don't know. It depends on priority.
Yeah, so let's move to the last story of this segment. That's the ex-KMC CEO tells Commission Mayor Bensouda threatened her.
Anyway, that's ongoing. I don't have much to say. It's very politicized, that case. So they will make allegations and counter-allegations, and we'll have to wait and see how it pans out.
Absolutely, and we do not know what Mayor Bensouda said. You know, so to say threaten, that's a judgment. We do not know. So let it just go on. Yes, it's been going on for a very long time now, isn't it? Let's just allow the commission to
Supreme Court set Yankuba Toure's case for judgment.
That would be interesting.
They sent Yankuba Toure to the other time.
Yes,
I think it had to do with the indemnity clause, which he was trying to rely on, and then he was convicted for murder and then sentenced to death. So he appealed, and then it's at that level. So we have to wait and see what the ruling.
Yeah. Did he appeal the indemnity? I thought that there was a Supreme Court judgment saying that this indemnity, that was all
but that was the basis upon which he was relying on. So, but then that is why he was sentenced. But the appeal is still going on that technicality. So maybe we'll see.
All right, Mr. Malika, thank you very much for reviewing the stories with us. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure, as always. Thank you.
Viewers will take a short break. After the break, the program continues.
This December 31st, Q Carnival is taking over Q City for the biggest celebration of the year. From 5 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., the evening kicks off with a vibrant cultural and family fun festival hosted by Famous Comedy. A perfect mix of colorful cultural displays, live entertainment, and exciting games for the whole family. But that's not all. The Q Carnival Marketplace is open from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Shop unique crafts, handmade treasures, and indulge in mouth-watering foods from incredible vendors. Then as the clock strikes 12 midnight, the sky lights up with spectacular fireworks display. Now say goodbye to 2024 and welcome 2025 with a bang.
It's all about the Q Carnival music concert, live in a place we call Q City Complex. On the 31st of December, all road leads to Q City, featuring Jizzle, Miss Jobis, Hussein Dada, Antua Sparky, Nyancho, Big Banga, and many more. Tickets are 200, so massive. Make sure uno lineup live in a place we call Q City, 31st of December. Everything good. Come and enjoy the ambience. Whether it's culture, shopping, food, or music, Q Carnival is where all is happening. Q City is the place to be, the 31st of December. Q Carnival, you don't know, can't miss this carnival.
Gambia, are you ready to party?
Get ready for the biggest celebration of the year.
It's Q Carnival at Q City. This December 31st, we're taking it to the next level.
From 5 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., Q City kicks things off with a vibrant cultural and family fun festival, perfect for all ages.
Shop till you drop at the marketplace. Open from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Vendors, grab your stall for just $2,000.
Indulge in a classic gala dinner from 7 p.m. to midnight. Come hungry, leave happy.
Couples, this one's for you. Enjoy a romantic movie and dinner night from 9 p.m. to midnight.
And then when the clock strikes 12, the stage explodes with a live music concert from midnight to 5 a.m. The hottest artists and DJs will keep you dancing till dawn.
Don't miss out. Mark your calendars and join Q Carnival, the ultimate New Year's Eve celebration at Q City.
We are back. You are watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde. Now let's move to the third segment of this program. We have Mr. Cole from...
Mr. Legally Cole.
Yes, Mr. Legally Cole from AWOL Gambia.
Yeah.
And AWOL Gambia is a Sierra Leonean community.
Gambian
Sierra Leonean community.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember last year we invited them on this program.
Yeah.
And this year too we decided to invite them. To talk about their recently concluded activity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to have you, Mr. Cole.
Yeah, thank you very much for that.
Yes. Please tell us about this group, the AWOL Gambia community.
AWOL Gambia is the acronym for All Walks of Life.
Okay,
Gambia.
All Walks of Life.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
So it's a combination of Sierra Leonean and Gambians. You know. And before now, in fact, AWOL Gambia is one of the oldest Sierra Leonean or Sierra Leone Gambian organization because it was formed originally since 2000 at a time when refugees, the influx of Sierra Leonean were coming to Gambia. And they have their hallmark program, which is National Achievement Award. They did 1 year sometime around 2000 December, and they went back. Most of them went to England, so we are able to manage the organization till date. So we relaunched the organization again 2006. We have 3 segments we are working on. One was the street carnival, the paddle parade. Then the second one is the family picnic. Then the third is the National Achievement Award. And we have been going on with this one, and AWOL is a registered organization with the registrar and with National Council for Arts and Culture.
Okay.
So we are working within the laws. And we had our National Achievement Award last year, which was the first segment when we revamped again. And it was successful. And just the 6th ago, last Friday, we are having our second edition. And it was successful.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. You talked about you have Gambians and Sierra Leoneans in that AWOL Gambia.
Yeah.
What other community engagements do you conduct?
No, we have so many communities that are coming together when we have our programs. When we have the street carnival, it's the biggest street carnival in the Gambia.
Okay.
So we have Liberians, Nigerians, Guineans, just West African community. And presently, it has taken another fold because tourists are even coming now. People are coming from Senegal, people are coming from England. You know, when they say the Padul Parade is coming, most of them take holiday, they will come back to Gambia to be part of the procession.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting, Mr. Mbona.
Yeah. Yes, I should be part of this group, actually.
You have to.
in a way.
Yeah.
But I wonder, though, what is really the raison d'etre for forming this, the reason for forming this organization?
Yeah.
Because you said that originally was formed in 2000, but then refugees were coming over. So I take it that it was formed so that they could be of help, as it were, to the refugees and all of that. So after that part is gone, that phase is gone. So what is the reason for it to keep going?
As the name implies, all walks of life. If you know AWOL properly, we have different trades of people plying together within the organization itself. We have journalists, we have doctors, we have entrepreneurs. Everybody we just gather together like a family. And the reason we organize ourselves when we revamp again is to make sure we assist our compatriots. And over the years, we have been assisting people from Basse, especially refugees. And when we revamp again, we continue to visit Basse, Mandinaba, where Sierra Leoneans are predominantly engaged in low-key. So we usually assist them. Then we are an organization that used to help most of our people with residential permits. When it comes to residential permits, we have other areas we are working on, like assisting people. When people die, they will call AWOL Gambia. We go there, we help, we do the burial. When we have sick people, even go to the tanka. And very recently, we came up with another strategy. We have 2 strategies that we are working on presently. One, we create a project we call Send Them Back Home. Since February, there was an issue in Gambia concerning Kush and all this stuff. And we have so many Sierra Leoneans that we are involved in different activities, and those who cannot have nothing again to do in Gambia. So we decided to send them back home.
Okay.
So we went to our COFA, we moved up to $165,000. We start sending them back home. We send about 26 to 27 people back home, including people from psychiatry home, because we went there, we were having 2 people, they were seriously sick, but after when they recover, they inform us and we have to send them back. You know, these are some of the other activities. And now we are working on, because we are working on this repatriation, we involve with the focal points of Red Cross migrant units. So now we put a whole project now that we want to even affiliate with IOM and NATIP. Because of this trafficking of people within, because we already assist so many people. There was a case with the embassy. It was on social media. AWOL was part of that particular process. We take the victim to the embassy, and it was like moving from between the embassy, the police, and we safeguard those people. We send the lady back home. And we are working again on a relative search. The relative search, AWOL is working on when people, we have most of the Gambian back in Sierra Leone, married Sierra Leonean came over and they have children here. Maybe the women went back, they don't know, the children don't know, they consult us, and through the embassy we are able to formulate strategies. We are able to reconnect them again, reunite them again. Like one particular case was the case of the Madame Songa, who have a child here, and so we facilitate that movement, and our compatriots in Freetown, we are able to connect ourselves, and they have to see ways to reconnect again. So we have so many activities we are engaging on, and these are just few, and we are going to have more engagements on this migrant issue. That's what we want to embark on for now. The next year, we are going to embark on that particular issue.
How big is your membership?
We have a membership of 24 active members, 24. Then we have our compatriots. We have the chairman diaspora, who is in America. We have our vice chair, is in England, and the assistant chair lady is in England presently, and she's a Gambian. And we have our chair lady presently, she's a Gambian again.
Yes, so out of the 24, how many Gambians?
We have about 8 of them. Between 8 and 9 of them that are Gambian.
But I wonder, for all these activities, where do you get your funding?
Well, basically, our funding comes from our contribution, monthly contributions, and charges we levy on ourselves. There are few that we have supports. Like this past one, we did not have support on this our last award. The only time we were able to receive award is just like a week before the program that Marshall Security was able to assist us to have that particular support. We already gone through the taste of time to fix that particular program, and it was like very successful, and it's good. We are still looking for people that can come and assist us, because what we are doing to the community is cut across. If you see the type of award we gave, the corporate service is cut across Gambian society, from parliament, doctor, lawyers. We try to target the best of the best all around. We have the best company, just like that. It cuts across the Gambian. The only area that we have to work, we have to deal with the Sierra Leone community is predominantly when it comes to football, music, because that is their predominantly that's their own area, and the best petty trader in the Gambia, we target the lowest rank, and for sports. We have the best sports athletes, which is Gina Bass. We awarded her because of eminent role, outstanding role as the fastest African in 200 and 100,
Nice.
and the best Gambian athlete.
Wow,
So
nice.
she was not around, but the husband BT was there
Was
to
there.
pick it up for her. It was very amazing. We cut across again. We had another new category we created, the Lifetime Achievement Award for Drama. And it went to Mr. Seal Johnson, who is a whole-time writer. He used to write plays from Sierra Leone. He came to Gambia. He's part of the Bujang movement. He has been very instrumental in training most of these drama guys around. So that's how we target. It just cuts across all facets of the development.
So what are we going to do to decentralize some of these things? I mean, Gambia is
Well, we are looking to, we are just looking for people to come. We need people because we cannot do it all, you understand? And we need to see in a way that executive comes, executive goes. So membership will come, membership goes. You know, that's why it is cut across the Gambian and Sierra Leonean community. So we need people to come, and we are still open. We have an open door policy. People write to us when they want to join us. They will write. Okay. Then we call them for interview, and we accept them. If we cannot, we tell them no, not now. You know. And we are looking for assistance for big organization because what we are doing very expensive. Especially this award of a thing. It costs of close to $400,000. To organize
award.
It. Yeah. So it takes a strong organization to able to do short things, you know.
And that money is coming from your
our
pocket.
own
so this is really what my question is.
Yeah.
As you just said, it's really very expensive.
Yeah.
So why is it necessary for you to do the awards? There are so many things that you can be doing and still be, you know, just as impactful. Yeah. Why is it necessary for you to do the awards when it's so expensive you really cannot afford it?
Yeah, actually, the reason being where we are going to continue to embark on it, we want to continue with it because when you look at Gambia, every year people are growing. The society is growing, and the profession on what a particular person is engaging on, it is growing. And one thing I always say, people are in their own small corner doing their own thing, but there are other people watching them and see them growing. So we want to just target those people. But the reason being why we say we want to continue with it, because if we stop, integrity is because of our integrity. We already placed our integrity on the award, and this award is becoming bigger and bigger. Last year it was 24, about 24 awards. But this year it went as far as 40 something. You know, because when it comes to football, we try to dissect it from attacker, defenders, goalkeeper. You know, all departments within the football, and even coach. You know, so for the football alone, we have about 6 or 7 awards that we send there. Then athletics is just one, which is Gina. Then we have the entertainment area again. You know, it's very broad. You know, we cannot just say we just target 1 or 2 people in entertainment. You know, it's a very broad department. You know. So this is why we decide we are going to continue, but maybe when we improve on it by next year, we'll cut down the categories. Then we'll make it in a low key, but with very strong participation. Yeah.
What impact do you think you're having? How long have you been having this? What impact do you see these activities are having?
The impact is very great. It has a very great impact because when you are organizing such a program, you may not know the impact you already create in another realm. There are people in their own small corner. They are doing their thing. People don't know they are doing short thing, but when we bring them, we promote them. Now, our name is going for what we are doing, but they too, they are already promoted, and it creates an impact on them. You understand? Like last year, we were having the best Gambian artist on our own after the committee decided. It was this guy, Hussein Dada. And immediately after that particular program, he was able to do about 3 or 4 songs again after that particular program. There's a great impact on him because people supported him. You know, because for everything we are doing, we have people supporting those awardees. You know, especially the awardees that are coming from the grassroots. They have people supporting them, and it's a good impact on them. And for us again, people always call us. We are in this corner, like I told you, we have drama this time. And we have people on that drama department. They are calling. This time we hope we are going to include drama because we are acting, we are doing this, we are doing that. And even the comedians too, this year now they are pressing on us now. Say, by next year you can advance a little bit by including the comedy into this thing. So it has its own impact to the society because more people are are coming out to be part of it. We have more people that are trying to become.
Exactly. So what are your future plans in the future? What do you want to achieve?
Now, because of the project that are at hand now, we have this migrant issue. We want to put more efforts into this migrant issue. That's why we want to have affiliate with NATIP, which is now in process. We are trying to get to them by next week. We want to work with NATIP, and now we are working with Red Cross, then try to affiliate with IOM. Because if you watch the influx of West Africans now to Gambia is too great. And you have Nigerians are coming, especially small girls, and you know, Sierra Leoneans, Guineans, young people are coming to the Gambia without anything to do. You know, instead of they embark on different things, we want to make sure to assist NATIP to cover that particular area. Then, according to our agreement with memorandum of understanding with the focal points of Red Cross, we are trying to affiliate with this institute in Banjul, the Carnival Island Institute. In fact, the old man there, Honorable Usman Sila, was one of the awardees for tertiary institution.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it.
So we are trying to get a memorandum of understanding whereby we can see young people that we know have the potential. Through our own COFA, we can even sponsor them. We take 3, 4, or 5. We see this is our own COFA, our own people we want to sponsor through your cause. So these are some of the things we want to embark on now, at least to give back. That's part of our corporate responsibility. Yeah.
So finally, what do you have to tell the community, the AWOL community?
I just want to inform the general community, AWOL community, to be for people to, whatever you are doing, you have to know that somebody is watching you and do it diligently so that you may be promoted in that your small community and you can develop. And we want people to, especially corporate institutions, to come in to assist us, be part of this particular success because the award is growing. You know, if you have first edition gone and second edition come and gone again, and we are expecting more people, corporate institutions to come in and let us be part of the development.
Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
And you know, we're looking forward to partnership in the future, whereby we would be able to cover your awards and activities as well.
That's good. That's good.
So thank you very much.
Viewers
will take a short break. After the break, we'll be back.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Q Money e Orange Money joni weɓini nuldugol mbuɗi mi yetoma joni hiɗa wawi nuldude mbuɗi iwra ko Gambia ɗo yaha Sénégal e Q Money wallet ma on eyyi ko honno wonɗa e fadde mi yetoma udduto Q Money account ma on joni fuɗɗoɗa nuldude mbuɗi e teriɓe ma rewa ɗon ka Orange Money nder Sénégal fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi hiɗa wawi noddude Q Money customer care e 133 Q Money suñu kalpe ɗum no yaadi e sartaji Q Money anin Orange Money ye bulodi nyola pour ka kodi kio sone yandi ka bonan Gambia banko kan kata Senegal banko kan anin Q Money wallet e kamune batu imuna fan Q Money account wala sign pour ka dati ka kodoki e terimal anila dimbayal kana anin Orange Money Senegal ni lafta ku Senegal sotola je Q Money customer care commandi 133 Q Money suñu kalpe ñing sartolle bala Q Money ak Orange Money ñoo lëkkaloo pour yombalal leen yónnee xaalis bàyyi ko Gambia dem ba Sénégal ak Q Money wallet looy toog di xaar dawal léegi nga ubbi Q Money account pour nga mun a door di yónnee xaalis sa xariteeg sa mbokk yi jaarale ko Orange Money Sénégal léegi pour am si lu leer mun ngaa call Q Money customer care si 133 Q Money suñu kalpe lii dafa ànd ak sarta yuñ tëral.
Mitoma. First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte, rifled in! Out.
Did you know you can buy cash power using Q Money Wallet absolutely free up to 30,000 C's? Use our app or dial 323 hash and select Q Power. Choose Register Meter. Enter your meter number. Dial *323 hash and follow these simple steps. Number 1, select option 3 for Q Power. Number 2, choose option 1 to buy any amount of Q Power. Enjoy free QCell airtime every time you cash in to purchase Q Power. For any inquiries, call 133 Q Money, Sunyu Kalbe.
This December 31st, Q Carnival is taking over Q City for the biggest celebration of the year. From 5 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., the evening kicks off with a vibrant cultural and family fun festival hosted by Famous Comedy. A perfect mix of colorful cultural displays, live entertainment, and exciting games for the whole family. But that's not all. The Q Carnival Marketplace is open from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Shop unique crafts, handmade treasures, and indulge in mouth-watering foods from incredible vendors. Then as the clock strikes 12 midnight, the sky lights up with spectacular fireworks display. Now say goodbye to 2024 and welcome 2025 with a bang.
It's all about the Q Carnival music concert, live in a place we call Q City Complex. On the 31st of December, all road leads to Q City, featuring Jizzle, Miss Jobis, Hussein Dada, Antoine Sparky, Nyancho, Big Banger, and many more. Tickets are 200, so massive. Make sure uno lineup live in a place we call Q City, 31st of December. Everything good. Come and enjoy the ambience. Whether it's culture, shopping, food, or music, Q Carnival is where all is happening. Q City is the place to be, the 31st of December. Q Carnival, you don't know, can't miss this carnival.
Yeah, so we are back. You're watching QTV this morning. Now let's head to the last segment of this program. We have Mariama from
Hello.
Q City. Mariama abenyadi.
Mijang.
Muna bekering.
Sabanda benyari.
Doko benyadi. Albe prepare kanne.
Betafal tafalo la je. Alhamdulillah.
I like that. That's a deep mandinka. Tafal tafal.
Yeah, sure, I'm sure.
Yeah. So Mariama, nañ bëggoon ñu waxtaan affaire Q City Carnival, mooy Q Carnival. Wax ñu si tuuti.
Wow. So Q Carnival we Monica on December 31st. mooy comme ni nga ko fi waxtaanee last time si English ne New Year's Eve moom bés la boo xam ne dëkk bi yëpp a dee génn si biti. So xam nañ ne développement ñëw na fu ñëpp miin di dem xam na développement ñëw na foofu noonu. Which is very good for the country, but unfortunately it comes with risks and other things. But we thought, you know what, maybe we need to find a new home for New Year's Eve. And that's how the idea came up with the New Year's Eve Carnival at Q City. The location is big, it's spacious, it's safe, it's secure. We wanted to, do something that would celebrate culture. It would celebrate, family. It would celebrate the New Year in good spirits. Through cultural carnival, a cultural festival where every culture will be represented. We're going to bring the Fula culture, the Sarahule, the Baninka, the Jola, the Aku, everybody Sibir. And that we're going to have a marketplace where we want to give businesses a chance to display their goods for a day and then, make some sales, bring the the new year with big profits, you know what I mean? And then at midnight, we're going to have the center stage where we'll have live music performances by the 6 of Gambia's top artists. And they're going to be backed by the Jollof Arts Band, all happening on the same night at the Q City grounds on New Year's Eve. That's the Q Carnival. Interesting.
So we'll be having sort of a market stalls also installed at Q City.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
So we're going to have the tents put up and we'll have tables that we're going to be selling out to vendors to come in and bring their products. It's a carnival. We want people to have an experience of not just, the dancing and the games and the swimming, but we want people to also experience shopping of different varieties, from food, to drinks, to accessories, shoes. We want to open that space up. And also, when we do programs at Q City, generally we have businesses that sit outside and then they sell on the night of the programs. We thought, why keep them outside? Let's open up the space and bring them in. So we have a space for the stalls for bigger businesses, but we're also thinking of opening up a vendor ticket so that the people in bottom plat, we can usher them in. Space so we can, minimize the going in and coming, and then ensure that safety part that we were talking about.
So I mean, all that in one place. I mean, how can you assure us that there will be a very good security in place?
Oh yeah, we are working on very tight security. We understand it's a big day. The good people are out, but also we have some, few of the bad people that will be coming out there to just tamper with your enjoyment. So we made sure we hired private security. The special response unit is going to be supporting the program. We've also written to the Gambia Police Force, and we're expecting a positive response from them. And hopefully the anti-crime as well would be supporting the program to ensure that the entire perimeter is secured from outside in, and then if you're not properly cleared, you're not coming in. We also have the ticketing system that's going to have the bands. So if you are seen within the perimeter without your band, that would show that you are not allowed to come in. Also, we have our own secret tracking system, secret identification system that we have in-house that we can tell if you don't have the right thing, and you can be escorted out. But as far as you're in there to enjoy yourself, the security is there. You don't have to worry about it. Your kids can come in. The other day, we were talking about it on the show, is that a whole family can come in and everybody can have something to do on that campus and feel as safe as possible.
Mr. Mbodj.
ñu ngi doole woon te olof gi de waaye ni ngeen duggee ci
man
anglais gi sax
yëguma fàtte woon naa sax olof lañ doore
ñu ngi commencé woon di
anglais moo ne anglais soo ko déglu da ngaa fàtte olof anglais neex na torop waay
no you can say that
Mr. Ade ñu wala faw toon
am naa fu mu nekk Ade nga ne defati nañ ko man may Mbodj Ade
my apologies
léegi gars yi dem na ko Mr. Mbodj. all right, okay. No
my
problem.
sincere apologies.
No, why? This concept, I really like it in the sense.
Thank you.
In when you're young, you melody, New Year's Eve. Mag ñi am na fu ñoo dem ñun xale am na fu ñoo dem waaye dafa mel ne kii it's for the family.
It's for the family.
From 5 o'clock xale yi ñëw enjoy seen bopp. Time to go home ñoom ñu dem xëy na ñun after midnight ñu continue so that's the idea, this composite brilliant idea. Tell us more about the whole concept.
The whole concept is, so just for example, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. She called me and she was asking about the vending system, how how to register and the like. And, you know, I gave her the details, which are you go to the counter at the front desk at Q City, or you can call 33-000-562 to register. But I also made her, she said, I said, are you guys going to be out on New Year's Eve? She said, I would love to, but, you know, I have a new baby and I'm not going to be able to be there. I say, this program is designed specifically to cater to every single person. And you were thought of as well. Because she said, oh, really? She said, why? I said, because from 5 o'clock we'll be open. You don't have to worry about getting caught in traffic. You can always come out, enjoy some part of the new year, and go home early if you want to. So it's sectionalized into where if you're an early bird, you can enjoy some time. If you are like in the middle section between, say, 9 and 1, you're good. If you're like the after party crew, you have from like, we'll be there till 5 o'clock. There was no guy in there, so let's oitude. You had no affect but I mean, we're ready for it. Like, it's like exactly.
Please, can you tell us about the ticketing?
The ticketing, yes. So for the carnival, you'll be surprised. It's for the lowly price of just $200 that will give you access to all of that. The cultural fest, the marketplace, and the carnival, all lasting from 5 to 5.
Interesting.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. So why afterwards the gala dinner? So of course, dinner has its own pricing.
Yeah.
I think it's important when you
gala side
involve. Yep, absolutely, yes.
Of course. So customarily every year Q City Day gala. Bobu Nontam is absolutely going to happen. So Nyinga Hamne gala is how they prefer to spend their new year. You are also catered to. Everybody is in it. We're going to cater to them in our wonderful marquee tent, which is fully air conditioned, luxuriously dressed. You know, the food will be top 10, and then we're charging only $4,000 for the adults, and then we're catering to the kids as well for just $2,500, and we're selling tables of 10 for $50,000. We're calling them the platinum tables, the special tables.
Absolutely. So the 4,000 per individual, as a couple, would be 448, something like. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah. So Q City moy place bi mo nek New Year's Eve, right?
Inshallah.
Wow. Affaire yu bëri dinañ fa xew afo mbaɗigole domanding nam manding ka la moy laal
mbaɗigol assalamu alaikum to Mariama team kampodan Q City Natalika Kachali about Q City la New Year's Eve Carnival min kananang 31st of December ngalon nako every year 31st of December ndaltale kata Senegambia but this year ngalo ko manu fela
foka pare manu nyin sa ya change le
yeah falling yeah so biri ya falling for saying you know isa foko jedetale amang koy baka pour sa foko isa contact la DJ diningol isa tulune be boring ngana mutol batambi tambinale so wote bayala no and because of work you sitting I decide ko nga space totale dula nyim fanu tale security bi jele foka pare yalo dula sifa jamale be city fan kono so because of onko mbatu nga family soul encourage nana njang nga New Year's Eve program ko jang dami yalo ko a secure tale ite batala kala dingo nyini because mobi batala ma fan kelene so onko mbatu nga cultural carnival natana because nga jele ko moli akomasa le ka feeling ni la adol ni chosano la so be wonatele 5 o'clock ma fangola nga adol ni chosan cool tala kiji for about 11 suto bari wo ada ni chosan program kono je ibajala ko mbe marse ndin yele je dami yalon ko mbe tabulol wa felele pour business tiol ni laftanan kela business on nati wal domoro lembang den du fengol lembang sama tol accessories molka you know bagaso business of an internet commerce service ikawala ke isa to know yela business or display because New Year's Eve dunia bele ka fintinang na bota wala ni midnight ita ni alasonta mbe carnival finance mbe center stage live performance to la mi alonko a Gambia la top artist ole betalaje mimbe ko Miss Jobis Jizzle Big Banga Anto Sparky Hussein Dada aning aning jumalem the last one at ngajumala for Jizzle Hussein Dada Miss Jobis Anto Sparky ani juma ko tenke nyancho nyeta nyancho la nyancho from Bakau. So ñu bele ba tarlaje ani be tarlaje le be live performance ke le be back Jollof Arts band wala be back la for 5 o'clock somanda. So program on in mi alon ko bele bije. Ndung normally every year QCD kan na gala dina kele mini alon ko gala dina ikala fika New Year's Eve celebrate wal nyama ani gala dina nga wol fana na program so to yele mi alon ko be kele na maki tento le kono. Na tento a warta la fanutale ya fully air condition le fuka pare aka mo jama fango tanole. So morwali wala be tarlaje pour ka entertainment ke wasuto. Be ngalo ne ko morwali ka play kele every Friday. Ndung ala entertainment mo mashallah. Everything within abakela Gambian entertainment lati 100%. Ndung Gambian so they organize abakela Gambian complex kano safe and very well thought through pour family soul pour dimbayal dal. Idni la family mu mesa fintina no yena QCity ye albes tarano je momo sala ma fango endoni peta aliyeko aliyese
bari munente mira molu miliyalon ko tolle parita kata QCity yamara QCity be wol betano lalba
hako. The problem of minti wale mojama ma understand ko QCity manke QCity la filo da manti. So mojama e kamera le ko bayri in concert ka happen jelto. Mojama man nene QCity fango man interact. So QCity la filo fango badaminto. Sa ma fando je mi alon ko ayo size o sile ko tenke. Bari mojama ni area so buka interact. Cinema ba kono jele, food court bi jele, pool bi jele, gymo ba kono jele, physiotherapy space ba kono jele. So dula jama le bi je mi alon ko mang chance to all of this time pour katandi. So mfananko you know what? Mbato nga program ko mi alon ko nga dunia be commandena nga tandi la QCity fango benyami in full view.
Program be datila wati jumale.
From 5 o'clock wularo walem talan lulu. Fo talan lulu wularo fo talan lulu sabanda mbijede kadia
nga continue fana
kadia ndere fo sabanda inshallah
tonya sa number jumale mbe wala commandera pour ticketo ni laftane in advance
ticketo is a 33000556 call nse rifano foka pare ni lafta kala ticketo sotono juna janning ikeba to for last minute ta QCity la front desk ni tata QCity wati yena is ataranka nga ticketo tara bari starting next week, inshallah.
Yo,
Mbe announce la janne fanang ni alasanta.
Yo, Mariama, barka bake.
No problem.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mboj.
Absolutely. Well, you can get on a sort of a promise of a mega bang.
A mega bang. You call it an extravaganza. We wanted to go all out. And mind you, this was all powered by QCell. They wanted to make sure that their subscribers, their customers end the year with an extravaganza. So they're the ones powering this, because if you think about all the details that go into the program, it's pretty expensive to run. But they came in and they made sure we were able to charge a lowly price of $200 for all of this. So kudos and thank you very much to QCell.
It's powerful.
So thank you for coming, Mariama.
Absolutely.
Viewers, this is all we have for you this week. Enjoy the rest of our programs, and thanks to our director, Aliu Jalo, our producer, and of course, our camera lady, Eliza, Teres, and of course, Edu, Mr. Balde, Mr. Momodu Mboj, Adedrame, Malika, for making this this morning a success. Until we come here again next week, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.